Welcome back to the program, Sumo Elite. We're joined here in the alternate studio tonight with Chris Rinchick, our producer. I'm Brendan Eicholzer, the face of American English sumo commentary, and we're joined again remotely by the Brain Supreme.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, sumo fans from around the world. Day 4 of Hatsu. Will Terunofuji take another championship? Will a meteor hit the stadium and prevent it? We will see.
Could well be.
Is this live now or replay?
No, this is still a replay.
Sorry.
The first shot of the night is going to be Aoyama versus Oho. Of course, I think the smart money has Oho thumbed for this one, but Aoyama's no slouch when he's on. He hasn't been on much.
That's for sure. No meetings previously between these two guys. I don't know. I'm pretty tenuous at best about Aoyama currently. He seems in a whole mess at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. It's hard to say whether his injuries are acting up or if he's on a slouch right now. At 16, he doesn't really have any room to slide, though, so you'd think if there was going to be a moment, unless he's just planning to take the dip into Juryo for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird because like one of his losses, I feel like he was on the attack and had a very impressive offense going, but then just didn't finish and lost.
This is one of our first matches of the night with one of our CHANKO champs in it. Oho is on Neil's team.
Nice.
And he's 3-0 so far.
Yeah, he's got a good chance at keeping that going, I think. This is a pretty set him up, knock him down match for a guy like Oho.
Hey, rookies have been able to have really good first tournaments in the top division.
Is it too soon to call Oho Yusho?
He's moving
big.
forward.
He's mirroring his slaps perfectly, and he's taking the momentum on every exchange. Now they're locked up. Going for a Yorikiri. No recovery.
Nice.
See?
Okay.
What?
Not bad.
Aoyama, what was that? Dude, you looked good.
Wow, there we go.
Got to change everyone's volumes here.
He did look good. He was gaining the momentum on every exchange there at first when they traded pushing attacks.
Yeah, and like the third bounce back, I was like, ooh, Oho's following him perfectly here. And then I'm glad I didn't say that because...
Oh, Donnie boy.
The
boom. Gets over eager. The tables get turned. And chest to chest.
Really
Aoyama.
excellent leverage underneath his right armpit there.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, before we get to this next match, if you're joining us, especially if you were a new viewer last night, thank you very much for coming on back. We might sound a little bit different. We're in a much bigger room tonight, but thanks for joining us. We still don't even have the full crew, but this is going to be a good rock tonight. We're going to have a nice time.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Drop us a comment. Let us know if you have some questions. We'll answer them as best we can. Or more specifically, Neil and Brendan will answer them as best they can. I'm just making sure this thing happens.
I'm missing my phone.
We'll locate it.
I'm pretty sure it's in my coat pocket.
Well, no, that's mine. You can always slink out the side there or something.
It's a little bit I'm kind of like locked into the side of this. Would you mind looking for me?
I'm sorry?
Would you mind looking for me? I think it's in my coat pocket, but I'm kind of trapped here.
I got you. I'm going to go check it. Yeah.
It's the big gray wool one.
All right, hold this down, Brendan.
Yeah, I'll try.
Welcome back, welcome back, Tim and Augusto. Thank you guys for watching.
Woohoo!
Kyujo alert! Kyujo alert!
Who's
Ozeki Takakeisho has pulled out of the tournament.
Wow.
He's reportedly has an injured right ankle.
Takakeisho, Bobby Elvis, yeah. That's gonna ruin Zach's whole team.
That does suck.
That's gonna ruin Zach's whole mental.
Yeah, he's gonna go ape shit. He's stuck in an ice storm right now.
Another interesting piece of Demon Slayer commercial drink.
Demon Slayer commercial.
Another interesting piece of sumo news, and possibly I'm reading too much into it, but does Ura beat Terra tonight? Dude,
No.
That man can do anything, I'm pretty sure. So if there's someone that's going to do it, it's going to be maimed and concussed Ura, I think.
Yeah. The unstoppable Ura. So, Tsurugisho, who is just like solid as Barack, but has no ring sense. And Kotoeko, who has maxed out his ring sense stat, and in exchange for any kind of real body mass. No, the big
Kotoeko
gray
has
one.
a positive record. These guys are 7-7 head to head.
Thank you.
I wonder who's gonna win.
It's really tough to say. I mean, if you look at their scores this tournament, obviously Kotoeko's on a tear. Thank you, Chris. Peanut says question mark.
Yeah, Kotoeko 2-1. He's on a tear. We're going.
I
Hero
mean,
Morita
he
on
looks
this one.
really good.
Yeah,
His
true,
sumo
true.
has been strong. He didn't have any kind of obvious blunders.
A positive record is more than he's had in a long time.
Yeah, it says a lot.
But he's somebody who always seems to try really hard and look decent, but he just usually comes up short. Like, literally.
And he's not even actually that short. Here we go. Underneath the jaw, good, but he gave up on it, and he went for a straight up under the shoulders Yorikiri. Chest to chest, and overpowers the monster Tsurugisho. Oh, you love to see that.
Kotoeko does not want to go to Jurio.
The difference is when Hino Morita says someone's like on it, doing, something crazy, he's just like hoping and wishing, but I have no horse in the race as far as whether Kotoeko wins or loses. I just can see what I can see, and it's him he's in Genki.
Yeah. That was excellent.
Incredible. What a feat. That's like next to Ichinojo. That's like maybe the biggest dude you can be expected to railroad like that, and he did it.
Who was the guy that lost? He's very large.
Tsurugisho.
Tsurugisho.
Tsurugisho. Yeah.
And that's actually, again, they've had a 7-7 rivalry, so that's not exactly like Kotoeko always beats him. Like,
Yeah,
no,
right. It was not for
no.
granted. Although it was also not like he always loses. So, all right, Tochi Notion versus Kaiser. A couple of foreign treasures. This is
Crap, sorry about that, Gusto. Yeah, Takakeisho's a favorite for fantasy sumo goers.
Yeah.
Oh, Demon Slayer, drink.
Number one.
Got it.
Nice teamwork.
Trying to do the podcast voice.
Well, it's helpful for him. It's helpful that he knows like roughly what he's doing with wires because it's so hard to explain to someone on the fly.
Yeah. I know a thing or two.
Speaking of which, if anybody needs a show done, Rare Air Live Productions is my company,
It's
and I
true.
make these shows. Usually I do it
Thank
for
you for
comedians, but any kind of
blessing us
content
with your
creator can
skill.
be done with. Neil, thank you. I put you in a TV tonight, so you actually have a nice little home on the screen. Looks
It's
good.
so
finally.
weird to see.
Vision.
And for anybody-
live
for anybody
from
checking us
Ruckus,
out-
New York.
Live.
We're gonna make sure we keep stepping up the production value too as we go incrementally. So you can expect some small changes every couple of days.
Beat the absolute shit out of that subscribe button.
By the end, we're going to try to do at least
The
one
notification bell.
Rikishi profile, which will probably be like a cobbled together PowerPoint or something that'll just have like some biographical information, and we'll probably just talk about it during like the news break or something.
For
I'm
any
going to try
guy.
to make one as like a prototype, and then if we end up liking it for the next tournament, I can pre-game make a whole bunch of like slides and crap, and we can just use them when we want to fill stuff or do like an elongated post show like one time or whatever.
I will say this to any new viewers we have. Neil one time showed up with a great infographic, and I was like, Neil, where'd you find this? And you studied it so quickly. He's like, no, I made it.
Yeah,
bro,
we were like,
impressive.
What? And he was like, I wish it could be better. And we were like, what else could it possibly do? Make coffee? And Neil's so fucking thorough sometimes.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Neil is the man. He's like our John Clayton. Like, he knows all the things. He just knows them. Like, if there was a Jeopardy for sumo, Neil would make money.
Oh, I would love to just clean up at a sumo trivia night. Oh my god!
The United States sumo.
Am I coming through the mic clean? It sounds weird to me.
It sounds good to me.
Okay, great.
Our opponents would be like, "Doesn't that guy wear diapers? Doesn't them guys wear diapers?"
Wait, well, I know that there's in Texas and in California, there's like sort of big U.S. sumo clubs. So maybe.
Yeah,
we could
Dallas
challenge
Sumo
them.
Club. Yeah, I'm just being an annoying northerner framing somebody that doesn't know anything about it. Sport as a southerner, so I apologize for that because a lot of southerners are very culturally attuned. To
Probably, maybe, for all you know.
No, I think
yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Good
I
way
think
to put
Southerners
it.
have an advantage.
11 to 14 lifetime between Kaiser and Tochi Notion, but I'm not going by lifetime for this match. These guys are dilapidated boats.
CHANKO. They both snuggled in immediately. I like that kind of like gentleman's sumo where they both want the same thing.
They're just like, we're both
It's
good
just
at
like
this,
it becomes
supposedly.
like a battle
Let's
of will.
just try it.
That's how it is in like a lot of strategy games. The first few moves are like, no, we're not even really going after each other. We're just setting up. Oh man, Tochi could have won that a couple of years ago.
Oh, I mean, that would have been free. Like,
Even
we're
after
chest
he was
to
at the
chest.
ropes.
You do this with like momentum manipulation. I just do it with power. Okay, I'm gonna win now.
By the way, Neil, I wish you could see this. We had to move the studio to a different, like, sort of location, and all I can say is we are embedded in a fort of technology right now.
Yeah, we're like surrounded.
Like, I have to be
I
Brendan's.
can kind of picture it.
Well, I
Like,
have a Brendan's trapped in on the other side by the chaise lounge on my couch, so I have to be his valet for the rest of the show if we need to.
oh, you're row, Mr. Eichels.
Hey man, I'm the producer too.
I do have a nice one with me. Actually, yes, my man. My robe.
My good man.
Yeah, I agree. Lamborghini, as somebody who watched Tochi's like magical run of just all of a sudden like coming into his own with his own power sumo style and just clicking on all cylinders and kind of getting his shot like after kind of a tumultuous early career that seemed very bright but then was marred by his like going out in regular clothes scandal and then some injuries. He had his like period there and it was so satisfying, and now watching it it's just like it's sad because he can't do that style, like
Jack is in the chat.
sumo style and just
Kill that. Yeah.
oh hey Zach, what's up? Just the idea of Brazil is a cool place. I like the idea of Brazil.
By the way, El Guso, thank you for joining us again from last night. Same with Mr. Lamborghini Leglock. We appreciate you guys coming back and checking us out.
I like to think that all of our fans are like people's dogs, and like they went to sleep, and then the dog like secretly got on sumo, and they're on our channel, and like the whole thing is just a whole bunch of friendly, like tail waggers, and we're all just excited to be here. It makes it less scary.
Yeah, true. Instead of picturing people in their underpants while we're watching people in their underpants, they're just friendly dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what's his name? The dog that just died from Bush's Baked Beans.
He died?
Yeah, recently, a couple years ago. What was his name?
I mean, I just remember
George?
Roll that beautiful bean footage. I don't remember his name. I never knew it. I don't
Duke.
think.
Duke the dog from Bush's Baked Beans. It's just, that's everyone in the chat to me.
Go for 1 second.
Yeah, El Guso, I share that sentiment. I think you know, the money and still kicking around, reminiscing and trying to get back to old times, even though it's fleeting at best, is hard to stop. And
Tochi is the best of all time, hands down. Yeah, baby. All right, Wakamoto Haru, the elder Waka brother. I think the other one is like permabanned for scoundrelry.
Really?
Yeah. I think I remember him being one of the ones that got in trouble for something. Something like damning.
He didn't go to the gambling place, right?
No, this was like a while
that was
ago.
Naya, I think.
Yeah, no, this was like a year ago, at least.
Oh.
It happened like during the quiet days with the empty stadiums and stuff. The youngest one was like drunk or something. I can't remember what, which is silly. Couldn't have been that.
Maybe he was out partying with the Aoyama at the Kitty Maid Cafe or whatever.
Jeb Bush was the guy's name apparently. Okay, Kotonowaka, top heavy, Wakamoto Haru, can probably reaching the limits of his ability at this point. So even though he's maybe a little more solid than Wakamoto Haru, his ceiling is way lower. So it'll depend on how hard Koto revs his engine.
I'd say that's a fair assessment. 2-1 previous favor to Kotonowaka.
On the left with the teal belt.
Yes, sir.
And Wakamoto Haru's on the right in the black belt. I gotta remember to say that, because that's like 90% of what we're here for.
True. Little false starty there, little false starty.
Little Havarti false starty. Chris is doing like acrobatics over all the cables and shit in the background right now. It's like Spider-Manning over a laser. Okay, CHANKO. Ooh. He's putting up a really good fight trying to skirt the ring looking for something. Oh! And they gave it to Kotonowaka. No mono-e. I mean, he was clearly on the bottom, but it was close.
Attempt, I would say. I don't know if he got enough extension on the pivot to put any doubt in the judges' minds. Kotonowaka, here, dude, I found this.
It's your marbles. Oh, man. Scrambled eggs. These guys have been falling hard. That's reminiscent of Shodai landing on Ura the other night.
Yeah, true.
Not as intense because they fell off the doyo. Someone was saying in the chat, maybe our chat, they should lower the doyo to make it safer.
Yeah, they said like, a couple nice things actually like that.
I mean, it would definitely make it safer, but that's like saying like, and they should let women wrestle, and they should like let them wear compression shorts, and they should have the Gyoji wear a bow tie. Like, I see that kind of. I don't think
those are the same things.
Well, in U.S. sumo, it's flat on the ground.
I would be interested in female sumo, but
I know
the tradition of the whole thing is like.
I'm not criticizing any of it. I'm saying it's never going to happen in Japanese. If you want to see that, watch U.S. sumo where the mat's on the ground and it's like foam.
That's a good point.
That does exist. That's a product, but they're not going to do that here. That's extremely wishful thinking. Part of what makes it what it is that it's like a little bit life-threatening.
Yeah, I agree, Lamborghini. Even the new Waka even has done, at least in the top division, impressive sumo. He never really wowed me when I saw him in Jurio quite a few times, but the last few days in top division, he's been interesting.
Waka's a stud. Hello, Denizen. Welcome from heaven? Hell?
Well, okay, Denizen, what'd you miss? I'll do the announcement again. Kyujo announcement. The Ozaki Takakeisho has pulled out of the tournament with a right ankle injury, purportedly. But who knows what is actually going on? I mean, I'm sure that last night was devastating in many ways for him, I'm sure. Because it kind of still, to me, looks like he probably won, but then they did the redo, and then he was totally gassed, and yeah.
And let's see, none of your fighters have gone up yet. Denizen went with Meisei, Abbey, and Tobizaru.
Those are good picks.
Strong, right? We all considered those guys, but no one took them. So it's nice to fill out the roster, get enough teams that we really have everyone represented, and then just see how it goes. Kind of in reminiscence of Neil's Ultimate Deal or whatever his 3-man team is.
Yeah, I like them. People I like. People I like, the picks. Wakataka Kage does go hard in the paint. I'm not sure what the height comment is in regards to. Obviously, I mean, if we're talking just pure height in sumo, I mean, you got all kinds of leverage advantage over your opponent if you use the height properly. But obviously, too, if you get stood up straight, that's bad. And Zach, Brendan can respond to
that. Scepter of cotton candy. Chris is doing the truffle shuffle just off camera, and it's extremely distracting.
Eric, welcome back, man. Good to have you.
Hey, everybody. Next we got Chiyomaru, which is one of Chris's boys, now that he's all warmed up, versus Ichiyamamoto. I've got Chiyomaru for this one.
I love you, Chiyomaru.
Oh, man. Ichiyama. Oh! Ichiyamamoto, no.
Crafty little son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, work him. Yes. Yeah, wow, that was so good.
You, Chiyomaru is an excitement factory.
Yeah, dude, he's popping off. That's so great. I wonder if he just used to be injured. Like, where did he come from with all this magic?
Dude, the Mucinex commercials are paying him in creativity.
For every match that lasts more than 30 seconds.
Beautiful.
Oh, man, that recovery, first of all, perfect hip. And then a big pushing attack. He
leans in and then pivots. Amazing.
Yeah,
and
he
then
did.
that's just like ham-fisted last-ditch shit.
My boy. That was like Sulu. What's his name? Like, oh my.
Absolutely. What a Beyblade. Yeah, Chiyomaru is like one of them Beyblades with all the extra shit on it, though. It's not just like a regular Beyblade. It's got like the spring loaded and the metal attachment.
That's why we need the sponsorship. So what does that put Chiyomaru at? Is he won all of his fights?
3-1, baby.
Oh, 3.
He's
okay.
3-1, baby.
I'm trying to keep a little bit track tonight, so I know who won at the end.
Georgie, the knee, it was purportedly a right ankle injury for Takakeisho's Kyujo.
Oh my goodness, what's next? What more excitement could we ask for? Takara CHANKO is brought to you by Andy Cap's Hot Fries, Cheddar Fries, Barbecue Fries, and now new Ranch Fries. Chat, LOL. Hitting the chat hard.
Another interesting announcement, not necessarily as topical as a Kyujo for one of the top fighters in the top division. There is going to be the Yokozuna Kiseno Sato is planning some kind of creative, like, super sumo camp in, I believe, April.
Ooh.
And Yoshikaze is bringing some of his boys to join in.
Oh, cool.
There's like an alliance being formed there, and that stable is dissolving soon. So people are talking that he might join up with Kiseno Sato's stable and bring along some
create a super stable.
Yeah.
Lower yours if you want. You can do yours.
Oh yeah, no, everything sounds good. Okay, so Ishiiora versus Yutakayama coming up. They're both 2-1 right now. Huge size difference.
Hate to miss my guy, but at least it was a good win.
Oh, Chris, clinic. Absolute clinic.
I'll try a different mic real quick.
We have to stop meeting like this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ishiiora has an 8-4 over Yutakayama.
Really?
It's surprising to me.
That's fascinating. I would not have guessed that at all. Although Ishiiora, I think, is actually, if they were the same size, a much superior wrestler. It's just like, they're not the same size. There's like 100-pound difference.
Test.
Yeah, that's probably safe. Yutakayama sometimes just looks so good, but then other times just looks so lost.
He's a lot like Shodai with that kind of perfect body situation, but then he also, much like Shodai, doesn't know what to do with it sometimes. He's just lost out there.
Yeah, he has a lot of egg on my face moments, for sure.
Yeah. I sometimes mix him up with Aoyama in my head for that same reason, because they were both talked up like so hard when they first came on the scene.
Do me a favor. Let me reach for like 10
Chris,
seconds.
Dennison is a fan. Dennison is a fan of yours.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Awesome. Sorry that I'm all over the place right now. Trying to keep everything going good.
Yeah, well, the old people in the front that they land on Lamborghini are usually like they paid to be there.
Okay, here we go. Oh!
Easy clap
Little
for
clap,
A
Yutakayama.
little slap down action there.
Now I slap me down to sleep.
Poor Ishiiora, man.
Grab his
I'm
dick
not
and
strong
twist
in this
it.
tournament.
Yeah, let me do me a favor. I just gotta mute you for 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ishiora's looked really good so far. It's kind of, he didn't really get to show anything there other than being taken advantage of balance-wise by a bigger and taller guy. He got over the top. He came over the top on him.
Good. You're good.
That's where the height advantage comes in.
Yeah.
Height and weight, if not skill or coolness.
Try to get this lav mic to work.
So what does that put Ishiiora at? Just 2?
So much
2
for me
and
to
2.
sit back, huh?
And Yutakayama moves to 3-1. For him, the last couple years, that's a spicy record.
So Zach's scores are in for the night. He's got a total of 4 wins so far.
Yeah, that Takakesho pullout is going to be devastating for him.
This is cool. This is weird having Zach like on the outside of the party.
Yeah.
He's like a heavy in the chat.
Chat.
Yeah. Dick twist.
Oh man, I thought maybe I would.
This fucking commercial is
I
killing me.
thought maybe I'd be lucky enough to use this lav mic so I could sit back and relax for 2 seconds, but no.
Bing bong. Fuck your life.
Life will not see me through like with that one, huh? God forbid.
Chiyotai Ryu versus Terutsuyoshi, which is one of our Neil's other CHANKO champs.
CHANKO.
I will always pick Terutsuyoshi if it is a legal choice, despite it not being an intelligent decision, probably.
I think it's great when we go for the ones where it's like, who gives a shit? He's not going to win the tournament. None of these guys are. But, like, let's go for the guy that we stand, his style and his approach to the sport in general. And
Was that why you guys like Meisei? Or is that just more...
Meisei's actually pretty good. But, like, some of these lower ranked guys...
Good.
Switch this whole
Terutsuyoshi is a great example. Ishiiora, too, of just like, I like him. I don't care that he's not going to win. I like him. And when he does win, I go nuts. And I say, that's my boy. It really boils down to our Sanyaku guy. Which maybe we should let Zach repick. Zach, if you can,
Yeah, I mean,
if
this
you're
guy's
listening,
out.
Takakesho's donezo. So
Do you have the chat on yours on over there?
yeah, I have it up.
Man, I'm disappointed. So much for road product quality. I thought they were good.
Because I'm the man.
Yeah,
I'm the man, baby.
No, Neil, I have this
I
lav
tried
mic.
to
I
say
feel like I
Takakesho's
relax.
Kyujo twice since Jack's been in here, but he's like, Kyujo, that just means he's kicking ass.
Yeah, it
Feel
means he's
good
the
about
best.
it.
They couldn't handle him.
Yeah.
They nerfed him because he was too
about
good.
it.
We don't owe you. Wait, why would we owe you a bag of anything? Oh, for being in the chat. For 4 wins. Oh, because you're gonna
Mr. Lamborghini, I
He's
see your
means for the
concern.
4 wins.
Mr. Lamborghini's concerned about the doyo being so high because someone might land on an old guy in the front row. But I figure,
Yeah, I
like
was
a
just
Gallagher
responding to
concert,
that.
if you can't handle the front row, you simply don't buy
Yeah,
that
it
ticket.
costs a lot of
Yeah.
money. That's just a fan club basically that gets to sit right up front. So they wanted to be there. Zach, I'm not answering you on the phone while we're on the air.
Chris has the perfect radio talk show host voice. Chris has. This is my first night actually ever seeing Chris in person, and he has the perfect lots of things.
I should have probably like shaved and showered and did anything of normal professional approach.
It's like if you're calling to be on the stream, go through Chris. He can set you up so you're actually through it and you're like synced up to us.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right, here comes the old salt pitch from my boy.
Is this LeBron?
Yes.
My guy with the 2.5 pounds of rock salt like it's a fucking ice storm out there. Hey, this is Zach's guy. He needs him out in Pennsylvania to get out of the ice storm.
Yeah, exactly. If he could just embrace his salty ways. He's not giving up.
I never remember Tsuyoshi being Zach's guy, but I mean, if he wants to share guys.
No, we're saying that's the guy he needs to get out of the ice storm. He's trapped in Pennsylvania.
This guy can single-handedly sort the problem out.
Chris, would you mind getting a hold of Zach? I think he's trying to get into them.
In what form? Oh, I'll text him.
He's calling me. I know he wants us to just put him on speakerphone.
No, but the thing is, he's already said that his location can't really abide his
he doesn't have the network capabilities.
The volume of voice, I think, is the issue.
Oh, I see.
A little bit of a discretion.
Whatever it is. Either way, he's trying to get a hold of us. Let's see here. Tsuyoshi versus Ryu. I think that's an open and close. I think he can take him. Green belt on the left, Ryu. Black belt on the right, Tsuyoshi. I don't know what their head-to-head is, but Ryu looks like dog shit this tournament, and Tsuyoshi's looking pretty good.
We are too dark.
3-3.
Oh, so yeah, it's anyone's game, but I think right now, staying low, staying locked up, and there it is. And that's where being shorter actually helped him, because he was closer to his feet.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Ryu didn't just try to come up and then slap him down with the weight over the top, but he must have been scared that if he did that, he was going to get driven through on by Tsuyoshi.
Ooh, this would be tough, though, because I got to do it from the computer.
I'm happy with that. I'm a big Tsuyoshi fan. I feel like he's the closest thing I got to Harumafuji in the top division still, so I'm going to stand by him no matter what.
Okay, hang on here.
If I was to go in the front row, I'd want to get in perfect position to get hit by Tsuyoshi's salt. Not by any gentleman flying and hitting me, but by salt. In the splash zone is El Guso.
All right, we're gonna give
I'm gonna get him
we're gonna give Zach Takano as his replacement.
Oh, that's perfect.
I love that. I don't use StreamYard to stream, but I use it for our video connections, and they have like a higher security protocol than like my online banking does. Like I don't get a password. They don't give you a password. They have to send me a code anytime I want to log in on a
Scan your eyeballs.
Yeah, fucking A, bro.
That's fine.
Show us your butthole. It's the only safe way. Anyone can fake a fingerprint.
Well, no, I just realized I just never realized I never logged in on the personal computer, so I gotta start from scratch here. All right, let's see.
We're getting on in ways here.
We're continuing with the theme so far of this tournament having extremely short bouts. After the first 3 days of competition, the matches have been 8 minutes and 24 seconds total? Compared to, in November, 13 minutes and 18 seconds.
You're talking 15 matches cumulatively going for, I guess, to reach less than a minute, so that makes sense.
3.5 days now.
That's just one of those, like...
60 matches in 8 minutes.
They're blazing that shit up. Muguru.
3 over, so in 3. Brendan has been like, Brendan for a long time is like, Myoguru is concussed and doesn't know what's going on. But like the last year and a half, he's been like, Myoguru is pretty good. He's pretty good.
I'm astounded. That's why I always mention it, because I expect him to be a total like dundering fool. But then sometimes he's like really in control. He like comes to all of a sudden in the moment of a battle, and I'm always shocked.
Hey man, he was the department store tournament runner-up to Takayasu that one tournament before COVID that they had, that holiday special tournament. Brendan looks like he knows every Oasis song.
Did someone say that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's fucking probably true, huh? Fun fact.
If that gets a subscription out of you.
I can tie something fun to that. My girlfriend, I'm not gonna name the town because but my girlfriend is from a small town. No, it's a small town in Ireland from which Oasis's the two brothers' mom is from, and they were known to play like impromptu gigs, acoustic in the back of like a 25-person bar, which I was at when we were there. So that was really, I mean, like to know that was the case. I'm just getting away for his email. Okay.
Hotmail.
Yeah, right.
Abbey could beat Terra. It could happen.
It could be
I
AOL.
think that's not the wildest prediction ever, El Guso. He kind of came close last time. He had him at the edge. I mean,
any claim that someone's gonna beat Teru is like basically unsubstantiated, though, except for like Daisho, and that was some bullshit.
Neil, I'm gonna have to when we let him in, I'm gonna have to make you go off the screen for 2 seconds while I screen cap it, but you'll still be audible.
okay.
All right, Aqua, nice and low, but then they break off. Wow, perfect mirror pushing.
Ooh, where am I?
Oh, over the top of him.
Oh my god!
I lost it there for a sec, but I saw the end.
Shit, I missed it. What happened?
Aqua basically got underneath Miyogiryu's shoulder and then like behind him and then crushed him.
Nice.
Nui after that like crushing arm lock throw.
That looked pretty clear cut to me,
No,
but I can't wait to see the replay.
Hey, Neil or Brendan, I'm not sure if you know this. This would be more of an Ian question, but up at the top of the screen, above the records, there's like some kanji with 10 at the end. What does the 10 mean in this case? Does anybody
Their
have any
rank.
idea?
Yeah, he's Mega Share 10, and that's the.
Oh, but 10 is not like as in 1 would be 9, 10, and 11. They're just levels.
Yeah, here I can show you the Banzuke chart, but basically, there's Yokozuna, Ozeki, Sekueke, Komusubi, and then everyone below that is numbered M1 through 18. Oh my
god, Aqua's head hit
at the same time.
And then Myoguru's right arm hit. Yo, Aqua landed on his noggin, brother. On the noggin.
Now, how hard is the doyo?
It's clay.
Right, but
pretty hard.
No, I get that, but
pretty hard.
Like, there's no give. It's the ground.
Basically no give, yeah.
Okay.
There's a cool shot of.
I'm almost fascinated how they constructed it. I'd like to look that up someday.
There's some great videos of it, actually. It's very cool. There's like 30 guys out there with little wooden sandals, and they stomp it flat. Yeah.
By foot, not by.
They have paddles too.
There's no Zamboni for the.
Noggin.
That's incredible.
There's no
My
goodness.
Oh,
dude,
so wait,
this is brutal. Look at this. If they show that angle,
let's see.
It's insane. If you're drinking in the chat for concussions, I would definitely take a sip.
Oh yeah, headlong. Well, his shoulder caught a little bit of it, but
actually that's worse.
Head
though.
trauma.
Yeah, trauma. Yeah, but so like I would almost think it's worse to catch the shoulder because then you can break your collarbone, right? As opposed to like only ever
just
playing on the
brain
injury
set for the rest of your life. Yeah, I would say I'd rather fuck my shoulder up than flowers for Algernon myself.
Oof, that was just brutal.
Sorry,
that's a tough one.
Apparently, due to your injury, you've been diagnosed with becoming Lenny from
Gimme the mouse, Lenny. It's broken.
Last night, apparently in Ura's interview, they were like, "What happened? Like, how was that match?" And he's like, "I don't know what was going on."
Is he in? Okay, we're gonna let Zach in a second here.
Hit him with the tombstone.
Now, Zach, you can hear me. When I let you in, you're not going to be visible right away. I'm going to tell you when you're actually good to go, okay? So just hold off for a second, all right?
Yeah, Augusto, they use like glass bottles to beat the Tawada bales into shape and stuff. It's all like organically done, analog. I love that about it. They build them all fresh. And there's a cool old shot of Takayasu throwing Ichinojo into the clay, and he busts him. Like, you can see a big chunk of the corner of the doyo flies off when Ichinojo's knee hits it. Really good.
Dude, I think it's kind of funny because, like, half this time I'm probably staring really awkwardly, like, at the work I'm doing. And
something
on
that's
camera,
not.
it probably looks ridiculous to people.
Yeah, I have to remember.
They're like, wow, that guy's really intense.
He's running the numbers. What's next? Sadanumi versus Shima Numi. Hey, that's kind of cool.
You guys see?
Yeah, I can see you. Zach, I don't think you're on yet.
We can see you, but you're not quite on the screen yet, just yet.
Can you guys see me?
We can hear you.
Am I doing it?
You are audible, but not visible yet.
Can you guys?
Okay, we're going to put Neil back
Am I
first.
doing this right?
Neil's
I
back.
hope I'm doing this right.
And Zach, we are going to add you. Go sideways with that camera, man.
He's doing it on purpose.
It's a
Only
it's
we
a
can see
gag.
you. Right now,
It's a
only we
gag.
can. Right now, only we can see you. I got to get you on here.
My blurry.
I could not do it before you were in there. Okie dokie.
Can you guys smell my breath here?
Hang on, I
We're
can't
just
get you.
doing smell-o-vision.
It's taking me a second to get you on here. So.
I'm pretty powerful right now. What do we got?
Ichinojo, baby.
Ichinojo, the Wandering Castle, the Lost Tower.
True.
I gotta make Zach a name.
It's going to be
Graphic name tag.
Sadanumi on the left versus Shimanumi on the right. 5-1
right, Zach, you're in.
lifetime to Sadanumi.
Sadanumi, and he's going for a technique prize. I'm calling that one. I think Uro will probably get the fighting spirit if he stays on.
I think I'll make Zach a nameplate while we're on here.
Did we lose Zach?
No, we have him. Oh no, we did. God damn it, that fucked
Zach,
up my
where'd you
whole
go?
shot. I just spent all the time fixing the shot.
His connection seemed scarily
Hang on there. I gotta take everyone
unstable,
off.
I would say.
Damn it.
Because I wasn't even really hearing him. He was really choppy for
No,
me.
you came
Yeah.
through good for us, but I just spent all that time like screen capping my shit. Come on, man. Come on.
Hi, Georgie.
Let me see if he texts us.
And Nick, hey, the whole gang is back.
Zach is apparently Ikioi.
In
Yeah,
our
we're trying
hearts.
to get Zach in. He's usually in the studio with those guys, but
Yeah. CHANKO. Staying tight. Shimanumi got the lower position. Sadanumi looking for some kind of leverage. Finds it by pushing him in the neck, and now he's underneath the belt.
I
He's
like
in
ones
the
like this.
driver's seat. Taking him. Oh,
Ooh,
but he
okay.
overcommitted to the underhand grip.
Sadanumi?
Shimanumi in the orange belt beat Sadanumi
Are they cousins?
with a slap down.
Are they both Numi, the Numi brothers?
Shimanumi's actually Sadanumi's mom.
Okay, Zach's back, which means I don't have to fix the shots again. Thank you, Zach, for coming in.
Oh, here we go. He's
And we're gonna add them.
backstage.
Now we're gonna both put them back on the screen.
Hello?
And we're back to having.
Hello?
And everyone's live. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
Welcome, Zachary, the heel of American Sumo commentary.
Alright. Sorry. Good. Hey, good to see everybody. Salutations, fuckheads.
hello, sir.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing over there?
How's living? You staying alive? You warm enough?
Like, this is weird without you guys.
Yeah, it's a bit different, you know. But we
You
keep
guys
we
hear me or no?
we do. The video's a little choppy, but we hear you okay.
What do we got coming up next here? Tobizaru versus Takara Fuji. So this is Denizen versus Chris.
Well, I mean, it should be choppy. I'm doing a roll of Nation.
It's a director's cut.
My boy.
I think you're frozen now.
Request.
As long as we can hear you, and
He's
And
gone.
he's gone.
And
That
it's,
connection is about as unstable as
it's making me earn my
It's Tochi Notion's knee.
really making me earn my pay on this fucking. I gotta keep cutting it off every time. Sorry, Neil, you're
it seems to
invisible
work
again for a moment.
like a brief amount of time, but
No, I guess I'll make two different scenes for this eventually. But you
because
know.
I can't really hear him
A man-
almost at all myself.
a man
You
can only take
guys
so much.
apparently can, but like I hear like pieces. I hear like one word.
That's life. There we
No,
go.
don't you know? I can't deny it.
Oh man, what's this song called again?
Careless Whisper.
I'm not even gonna try to whistle it good. You guys will hate me. You
So you're saying who has Tobizaru and who has Takara Fuji?
I have,
3-0
I
lifetime
have
to
Takara
Takara
Fuji.
Fuji, by the way.
Oh, I'm okay. So I'm looking okay here then, I guess.
Alrighty then. 2-1, 2-1.
Do me a favor and keep a glance over there if he comes back in, because otherwise I want to fix it so Neil can get back on visual here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make a separate one.
On right
no,
now?
you're audible, but listen, I'm going to make a whole separate little thing so that I don't have to keep adjusting for if this thing drops. So just bear with me a second. I'll be right back. We will make it happen, Mr. The Deal. It's very doable. Just takes a minute effort and a bit of patience. And me staring off camera like I'm some sort of catatonic person. Do you remember Sexy Sax, man? He made like a whole fucking mini career off just playing that riff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure, yeah.
He got put in music videos.
That is way more worthwhile culturally than actual George Michael, whose song it is.
Oh, yeah. Like, for instance, if you asked me who comes to mind when I think of that, I would have thought
that
Sexy Sax man
going to like
the grocery store.
I was just gonna say like Burger King
going
counter.
through the mall, like on the cart or whatever.
Indeed.
Yeah, Augusto, she has been around for a while. She's usually at events. She definitely
That was the cute girl.
is a huge fan, for sure.
Wow. My eyesight is
garbage. The ghost lady in the front used to sponsor one of the maybe DI or something, one of the old YouTube channels that did it, and she was always tagged as Beautiful Stranger. So I don't know if that was something that he did because he's like a stalker, or if because she actually was a sponsor and that's why her picture was in it. But she's like the white lady of sumo.
Ooh.
Staying low, staying strong.
Neil, you're in.
Hop into the side, hand to the face, belt grip from behind, loses it, gets under the shoulders, pushes him back, loses momentum, gets hit by a slap, recovers, and then finally at the very edge, he's overcome by Takara Fuji's massive shutdown. Whew.
Takara Fuji usually loses, though.
Look at that smile.
If he gets danced around good like once, he's usually done, though.
Whew, he had to shut down like 10 different things over the course of that battle.
I think Takara Fuji might be like the most consistent Maegashira in sumo. Like, I feel like every day he just does the same. He's able to just...
Yeah, and he does throw some attacks, so it's not like Shodai where all he does is try to wall him out. He'll come after him when he finds a hole. Makes you wonder why he's not higher ranked, really.
Good call, Georgie. He did try to turn him around, but Takara Fuji stayed in it.
Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know, Augusto, who her marital affiliations are with, if there is any. I would assume by her seating, I mean, she does quite well for herself.
Okay, next match, Chianokuni versus Abbey. Abbey. I don't think Chianokuni's going to be one of the guys who knocks the chip off Abbey's shoulder.
His neck is fixed in place. That is true, and we have referenced his neck's possible non-existence.
It's the opposite of an owl.
Chianokuni's 1-3 lifetime against Abbey. They both have mirror records.
Just like to take a chance to plug our sponsor, Andy Cap's Hot Fries, and to thank everybody for coming in. A lot of you guys that switched over last night because there was a sumo emergency and we happened to be there for you. Thank you so much for coming back. Please, if you think of it, maybe send it to someone else, or if there's any level of community that you're a part of that likes sumo, we'll take the shares. Because we really want to get this to as many people as we can so that sumo becomes more commonplace here in the West and we're able to not have to be the ones doing the show necessarily. You know, it'd be great if we had a bigger community so that we could really do this thing right.
Yeah, like when he told me that there wasn't anyone doing this in English, I was really surprised because I mean, even though I wasn't growing up as a sumo fan, I've been exposed to it plenty of times. So I was glad we could like fill a bit of a gap there, hopefully for people. So we figure, like Neil was saying yesterday, if you appreciate us, we appreciate any support you can give back in reciprocation. But if you don't appreciate us, you can just hit mute and still watch the stream and enjoy it. So we like to, we try not to cover too much of it up, like weathermanning here, right?
Yeah, it's so hard to remember which way is which.
He's so supple.
Get him with the.
Get him with,
This way.
Here, I'll raise up our top side a little bit here.
How do I?
There you go. Ready? They got some more vertical. Here, I'll give you the side too. Here. We'll get some extra couch in here. There you are.
Abbey's doing one of these,
Get up in there.
dude.
Get up in there.
I can't. It's so hard to.
Abbey's hitting one of these, man. He's hitting them with the yayas.
Let me get
cutting our
up. I
teeth
think
for
there's
our
going to be a
future
short
meteorology
break right
careers here.
now.
You mean in the fights or for us?
For them, it's about 3, which I think means there's a short commercial news situation. That's why they're going to all these charts and stuff. So I'm going to hop out and take a short break. Try to one last attempt to get a hold of Zach, and I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm using the restroom.
What's that?
You're fine if I stay on? Wait, if you guys,
Yeah, you can stay on.
Man, I should not be the one holding this down verbally.
Yes, you should.
So what we're watching is sumo, and it's a sport, and they make contact. So I guess it's a contact sport. And
Chris, how'd you get into producing web shows? Be right back.
okay, that's a fair other point. I guess I could do a shameless plug. So back when COVID hit, I had been producing one guy for one thing for just kind of by the seat of my pants, not knowing what you don't know. And when COVID hit, I just kind of accelerated the learning a little bit and began producing here in New York City for several comedians who are like not HBO special or that kind of thing famous, but guys that are on TV, on cable, and do a lot of shows around here and around the country. So basically tons of people have good ideas for content shows they want to do, but they don't know how to make them happen, make them look a certain way they want. So if you guys happen to know anybody that's looking to do a show, I'm both freelancing, so I could do whatever you need to do. Or if you think that you might be a good host for a certain type of show out there, I will be launching a small network. At first, it's not going to be paywalled at all, so it's going to be just out there for free. But the content is going to be rather cultivated and stuff. So if you think you have an idea for something you're passionate about, that you want to talk about, and you feel like you're comfortable on camera and whatnot, drop me a line. You can find me over at rareairlive.com. That's rareairlive.com. I feel like I'm leaving a voicemail for a business call. Sorry. But no, but we really do appreciate you guys joining us. Obviously, of the 3 of us, I know the least about sumo, but having a martial arts background, it's at least interesting to see this and learn as we go. And I think most of you guys in the chat are rather more well versed in this than me, so that keeps it even more fun. But for those of you who might not be, I'm hopefully asking some of the layman idiot questions that maybe you're wondering about and can add a little edification or whatever. Of course, you might have heard me mention yesterday as well, we got my boy Ian, who lived in Japan for 4 or 5 years and speaks it fluently, teaches it. So if anyone happens to have a need for Japanese lessons, translation, anything like that, he's able to help out for a pretty good rate. But he also sits in with us every couple of days and does translation of everything they're talking about right now, as well as adding a bit of first-hand experience to Japanese culture and how things interact there, even though he's not a sumo expert. But that's the one good thing, is every single person involved in this podcast, through Neil, through Zach, through Ian, and everybody, has at least some form of combat sports or martial arts background, though not in sumo myself, of course. Suit and tie? No, I didn't even get a fucking shower and shave in before this one. I had to move my whole studio, and I do like being on camera more, which I guess I will once I can green screen 2 directions in the other room, but all in due time. Let's see. Nick is asking what our favorite martial arts movie is. What's the one with Shonuff? No. Enter the Dragon. No, The Last Dragon. No, what's the one that's not the Bruce Lee one, but the name is meant to be like that, where it's Bruce Leroy and Shonuff? What the fuck movie is that?
There's so many good ones. I couldn't think.
Oh man.
Ninja, maybe.
No, that's hilarious, but now I gotta look up the damn name of that movie. Here we go. I'm not sure who's fighting, but that was quite quick. He might have ate it. It looked like he hit at least his chest, maybe his face. Couple of good. I mean, it seems like he might have stunned him with one of those shots to the face beforehand because, again, I'm no expert, but to me it didn't look like he really threw him down hard. It seemed like the guy might have been a little disoriented prior. If I'm wrong, please feel free to check my ass in the chat.
No, that looked like a good call, Chris. I wandered back in right for the replay there, and Abbey's Supari attack seemed to stun him, and then he followed him to the ground. And
yeah, like I don't think he slapped him down. It looked like he was already kind of, you know. I don't mean to imply like he was near being knocked out, but just you know, you get that little white flash that maybe any of you would have seen before if you've been kicked in the head or some such.
He was very off balance, at least, from those attacks.
Well, you figure it takes so little. Sorry, my voice is fucked. It takes so little when it comes to a shot to the jaw. I mean, even if these guys are used to it, I figure it's hard to get knocked out, but it's easy to get that little that pop that makes you lose that half second, and they can get the advantage on you. You know. Again, I'm no sumo expert, but these fights seem to happen so much more quickly and with more urgency than your average, you know, traditional martial arts or boxing type of situation where it's more like slower strategy and chip away at a guy type of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Like, do these, like Neil, for instance, when we see a fight, you know me, when I see one that goes a while, even if it's not the most exciting, I like it more. How long can these guys really go? I know it doesn't do this much, but you would know. How long can these guys go before they actually get so gassed that it's kind of like, okay, what do we do now? Because there must be a point.
Yeah, like I'd say if it hits like 40 seconds, I mean, most people are unfamiliar with those kind of matches.
Oh, but my point is we've seen more than 40. I'm talking about, has it ever gotten to some guys where it's almost like at such a stalemate, you're like, okay, what do we actually do to have someone win this?
It has. Corner case, there was a match once that went so long they actually restarted it.
You mean without a photo finish, just a reset?
Yeah, they
of the
just
match.
like were like, yo, shit, we're gonna restart this. Nice. I believe that one was, I'm not gonna throw a timeout there, but the amount of minutes was well over 10. It was approaching 20.
Wait.
I think the total time by the end, I'm not even gonna say the number. Look it up. If you want to look it up,
dude,
longest professional sumo match. It's even hard to believe.
Yeah,
honestly.
I have 4 computer screens around me right now. If I look up any more data or information, I'm gonna have some kind of stroke. I'll save that for after the fights. But thank you for filming it, dude. I would have never guessed that any match could go, forget 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You know, given the intensity. So it's pretty. That had to be like, I don't even know, man. If any of you have seen the match Neil's talking about, tell us in the chat.
The longest bout in the history of modern top division sumo clocked in at 32 minutes in 1951. But the longest bout in the current calendar era since 1989 was May 2021 or 2001.
Oh.
2001, May 2001. 5 minutes and 15 seconds into a break, then 4 minutes into another break. Then they restarted it and it finished. So 9 minutes and 46 in the current since 1989.
That is an exceptionally longer time than I would have expected for most of this.
Welcome back to me being here.
Nick, to answer your question, not that it's the most exciting one, but I was a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. And I would compete, like, again, I know that that's not like the best ass-kicking sport, but I would compete like nationally for forms and sparring and stuff. For like maybe, I did it for 9 years. I probably competed at that level for like 4.5 of it or something like that. It was real interesting. And then, Zach was a boxer. Neil, you might have to fill in what you've done in the past. I know you've done some stuff, and same with Brendan. I'll let them speak for themselves, but.
I played Magic the Gathering, chess, very high octane combat sports.
Was I a liar before? Did I accidentally lie?
I played disc golf. I hit my friend in the head with my disc one time.
There you go. I was gonna say, Neil, you must have at least either beaten up one person or been beaten up by one person, which qualifies you as having combat experience, hand to hand,
I'm 2-0
non-war,
in real life
no stolen
fights.
valor, of
I'm
course.
2-0. I'm 2-0 in real life fights.
Well, see,
They all occurred in middle school, though.
That's fair, man. That's fine. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be professional.
When we do sumo upstate, in my backyard, Neil is the gyoji. That's not. It sounds like I'm
Neil,
full of shit. What we do, that's true.
Neil, do you have the outfit? Is the question.
I mean, not really the gyoji outfit, but now you're making me want to get my robe out.
Yeah, you should.
You should absolutely have that fucking thing on. Come on. This is show business, Neil.
Okay, we'll put the robe on after this match. We got
Chianokuni versus Abbey.
Wait, didn't this already
No,
happen?
that was a replay.
Oh.
Who's this, Abbey?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got
And
a little
Abbey
choppy there,
smoked
folks.
him, which I think the chat called pretty good.
Sorry, Supari. Thank you, Dennison. I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to put the robe on.
Thank you.
Neil is the middle school Yokozuna.
I speak for the whole chat, I'm sure, when I say thank you, Neil.
Says Georgie. Oh my goodness. I did Okinawan Goju Ryu when I was younger, and that turned into a little bit of Kobujitsu.
Is that like a karate form?
Yeah, it's karate and then like the weapons that go with it. And then in college I did a little bit of Taekwondo, and then when I got out of school I met some friends who also were into martial arts. Shout out to Steve Richard, my sensei, my senpai upstate who does sumo with me. And he's a eagle style kung fu master. So he brings all kinds of fun stuff to the.
Does that mean he like can rip
ring.
your larynx out? Like
He goes,
does he say caw? Does he say caw as he Steven Seagal throat rips your larynx out?
oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
You know what's funny about moves like that almost no one can actually do is like you know how most things to do you have to like practice it to execute it perfectly. Like how does one even approach that sort of maneuver?
On chickens.
I think the same thing when I watch dudes in motocross do like a backflip on a motorcycle. I'm like, how do you work up to that? Like when you're,
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
what are the steps?
right? Like say even something crazy like ski jumping, right? Okay, there could be a tiny ski jump hill, then the medium one, then the big boy hill, right? You know, and then the Olympians go on that. So I get the progressive thing there, but I'm like, how do you try your first backflip on a fucking dirt bike?
You
or
know,
a
the
motorcycle
answer
or an
is you
ATV?
start them not on a bike. You have to probably learn how to do flips in general.
Just like a
Get the
straight
feeling, yeah,
physics of a flip.
yeah, or like you know, like water skiing or something where you are moving fast and you can build up the muscles for it.
Yo, it takes.
I bet a lot of them just
here
crash.
This was my first purchase with my USA COVID relief money check. So this Yukata.
Oh my god!
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
this is
so
the ultimate first world problems moment. Neil's like, I would have sprung for the better one, but I only had $1,200
This was
for
a
it.
good one. This is made in Japan. This was made in Japan, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less for you, man. You're an authentic mother fucker.
Okay, next match is my boy Hosho Ryu versus Ono Show.
This should be pretty good.
Is it going to be an OES
Both
show?
of
Let's
decent,
find out.
Decent numbers this tournament, at least for sure.
Yeah.
For the fans, I'm hoping it's a no-show because we love Hosho Ryu in the chat. Hosho Ryu is a chat darling.
Georgie, they put white people in the commercials because for whatever reason it legitimizes the commercial. And actually they do that in business practice in Japan too. They'll have white people who look like yuppies, basically, like in an office pretending to do stuff. So when they do a little tour, it's like, wow, look at all these Westerners you have employed here, and they're all literally just doing like whatever the fuck side businesses, and they call them white monkeys.
China does that too. Like they put you in the front of the office, like where the client comes in,
Yeah,
or like
precisely.
whether you could be seen from the conference room. But they're like, you could run your own business or go on Facebook or read a.
They just
book
want a
or
white
something.
guy in the room,
Get your
so
online
other people
degree.
are like, wow, Americans do that?
Yeah.
I want to do that because
Everybody,
Americans do that.
I mean, it doesn't pay well, but like you said, if you know how to leverage your time and you're running your
Yeah.
own online business, or like you're being like a
Instead of paying for office space, you get a little
remote
stipend.
worker. Yeah, right, exactly. Plus, you could probably mine cryptocurrency with their electricity. Why not?
But yeah, their culture's heavily corrupted, but still.
Well, no, I
think
mean
in
we're
a lot
talking
of
more
ways-
China there than Japan, right?
2-2 head-to-head here.
Let's see.
Also, everyone in the chat, make sure if you had The Oasis guy says, yuppie, mark that on your Chanko bingo cards.
Also, Nick Millen's asking, is Kung Fu a real martial art? I'm not an expert on it, but I would say it is. It's just that I think there's a lot of people who fake knowing it, so it seems fake because they're fucking pretending.
And TV movie Kung Fu is more like a dance form.
That's where my intuition would go as well, Lamborghini.